The island nation of Sri Lanka, often called the Pearl of the Indian Ocean, offers a diverse array of attractions within its compact dimensions. Scarred by more than 25 years of civil war, today Sri Lanka is on an uneasy path to healing. The Democratic Socialist Republic of Sri Lanka is a tropical island in the Indian Ocean just off the southern tip of India. An ancient civilization took root on the island first with the arrival of the Sinhalese from India in the 6th century BC and later Buddhism in the 3rd century BC. The might and wonder of the Kingdom of Sri Lanka developed in the former capital city of Anuradhapura, which maintained ties with the Roman Empire and Europe through its highly prized cinnamon and spice export. The Portuguese, calling the island Callao or Ceylon, colonized much of the coastal areas in the 16th century, pushing the Sinhalese into the higher elevated interior of Kandy. The Dutch took control in the mid-1600s, giving up their rule to the British in 1796, who transformed their colony with roads and rail lines. They established coffee plantations that would eventually transform into tea plantations famous the world over. Ceylon became a sovereign state in 1948, eventually changing its name to Sri Lanka. After independence, ethnic tensions would surface when the Sinhalese Buddhist majority asserted its nationalist views through various laws and the mass deportation of Indian Tamils working in the tea plantations. In the face of continued discrimination, Tamil disillusionment grew. A small group, the Liberation Tigers of Tamil Elam, or the Tamil Tigers, turned violent, demanding an independent state. In 1983, the Sri Lankan army was pulled into a long 25-year civil war with the Tamil Tigers, which claimed as many as 100,000 lives and displaced many others. Today, allegations of massive human rights abuses and war crimes by both sides in the last stages of the conflict remain unexplained. Criticism and investigation into the matter have been suppressed by the government. The economy of Sri Lanka has picked up steam after the civil war. Tourists have returned to enjoy the enchanting coastline and the natural and cultural wonders of the interior lands. Traditionally centered around cash crop agriculture and export of tea, rubber, gemstones, coconuts and various spices, Sri Lanka has shifted to textiles and garments as the country's biggest exports. Remittances from abroad also contribute to the gross domestic product. Although the economic rebound is significant, the predominantly Tamil north and east remain lagging behind. The estimated population of Sri Lanka is 21.8 million. Ethnically, some 74% of the population is Sinhalese, while 14% are Tamil and 9% are Sri Lankan Moors. Sri Lanka is the oldest continually Buddhist country in the world. Theravada Buddhism, which arrived on the island in the 3rd century BC, is practiced by 70% of the population. Hinduism is the second largest religion and is practiced by Sri Lankan Tamils, who have been present on the island since the 2nd century BC. The country is in many ways a model for religious coexistence. However, there has been a resurgence of Sinhalese Buddhist nationalism with extremist groups like Buddhu Bala Sena or Buddhist Power Force, which has attacked Christian churches and preachers as well as Muslim communities. Christianity was present in Sri Lanka before colonial times, taking root along Indian Ocean trade routes. With the arrival of the Portuguese and their missionaries in the 16th century, Christianity made significant inroads. When the Dutch took control, they encouraged their own missionaries of the Dutch Reformed Church. The British, in turn, allowed Anglican and other Protestant missionaries to evangelize. Today, about 8% of the population is Christian, with Roman Catholics numbering about 1.2 million.
I think the Catholic Church in Sri Lanka is unique by its closeness to the people. The concern for the needs of the people is quite strong. For them it's natural that when a shepherd or when the priest goes, he means a lot to them, not because of an individual, it's not an individual closeness, but it is the closeness of the church.
Despite its minority status, the Catholic Church has been a vital member of the society in times of crisis. Following the tragic event of the 2004 tsunami, the Church was instrumental in aid distribution and the care of those affected.
We were able to react immediately, and we had our own network, and we were able to do humanitarian service to most of these affected people at that time. And the church was really in the forefront in this. The church was very much looked upon for its humanitarian service to all, without any difference of religion or races.
The country still remains in need of reconciliation after the war. As Roman Catholics are the only religious group that bridges the Tamil and Sinhalese ethnic divide, they are in a unique position to give witness and offer healing for the deep scars of Sri Lanka's long civil war.
In Sri Lanka, practically all the dioceses, there are these two groups, Sinhalese and Tamils, of course in different percentages. In my diocese, we have about 10 to 15% Tamil people. So we have that reconciliation or coexistence as something natural, which is something sacred and precious to us.